I'm just going to go ahead and rate this a 4. And I'm going to give you my reasoning why.
Can we talk? No.
No, I'm giving you
No.
I'm giving you my reasoning.
No,
I'm giving
stop.
it to you now.
Please stop.
I'm giving it to you now.
We're wasting
It's a historic. No.
Stoplight Spoilers is coming to you, bringing you spoilers and movie reviews, with Jake and Isaiah as your hosts as they're driving home.
Oh man, the movie this week.
Spoilers.
You know you don't sing it. You're gonna insert it.
No.
So the movie this week was a little tough.
Oh, hi, Jacob.
Whew. Man. Hey, Isaiah.
This week we watched Detroit. I really did forget what the name was for just a second.
It's fun. Man,
Well,
it was rough.
it was a really intense movie.
It was intense. I will say the intensity level of this film matches Dunkirk for me as far as intensity.
Right.
And it's definitely got a... because it hinges on that realism, historical events. Although, you know, you can't know for sure what's complete fact and what maybe is Hollywood, per se, you know, embellished, whatever have you.
Right.
Intense, either way you cut it, though.
So if you don't know, this film is about the riots in Detroit during the late 60s.
Yeah. You have a very funny announcer voice right now.
Thanks. Trying to add more dynamic. Shout out to David Frazier.
Oh, man, that's funny. In the late 60s.
Okay. Rude. I'm trying to.
1967 is the...
It was 1967 to be exact.
Oh, that's funny. And then 2 years later, they had the trial.
What was the name of the hotel? With an A. It's important.
The Algiers.
That sounds good. So I didn't even know about this thing until this movie. Had you ever known about it?
I mean, I feel like I did know about the whole riot bit.
But no, I knew about...
No, I feel like I remember
about that case.
I feel like I remember the hotel from high school.
I don't recall it. But.
Okay, I mean it was probably, you know, during a certain time of
Shut your mouth.
Anyway, so anyway, no, I feel like I do remember it being something that
I mean, this is a huge historical
case.
It is.
It's
very
historic. I mean,
I
knew what Dunkirk was before I went and saw the movie.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I recognize the name. I don't know details. Of course, even watching the movie, do I really know details or do I know, you know?
So basically, Detroit's under lockdown. And everybody's on edge. Both police and National Guard forces and the African American community in the ghettos. And there was shots fired of some sort from this hotel.
Well, you kind of jumped the gun a little bit. They started the charge tension was due to police raid on a after hours drinking area, if you will.
Yeah, I did skip that part. I wonder if it was it specifically that, do you think? That?
Well, I think that's why
I think the tension was there, and then...
Maybe there was tension, but they were implying that this is that point.
Yeah.
But anyway...
Okay, so lots of raiding, lots of burning buildings.
Rioting.
Lots of looting.
Which, you know, since we're talking about looting and rioting, I just want to say, I know this is historical and it's years and years ago. However, within the past decade, there's been rioting and looting of neighborhoods, communities that people are involved in. I can't comprehend bigotry, for one. So, speaking against the white officers that committed these horrendous acts. But I also can't understand nor comprehend why you would loot your own community and destroy your own community.
I could
the places
almost
you live.
think that looting could almost make sense, because sure, you're stealing stuff, but why are you going to burn your own neighborhoods down?
But I still can't even see the point in the theft.
I agree that that's stupid as well. I don't condone that.
Let's just say 100% of that particular community was black. black owned and operated. So many shops were black owned. That means they were part of that community. And you're stealing from them. You're stealing from your neighbor at that point.
Yeah.
So if you want to actually play segregation, you're stealing from your own people. Right?
Yeah, I don't know.
It just blows my mind. Now, I understand in the 60s, times were much different. I'm born in the early 80s. And it was still different then than it is now. Because I remember some of my family, they were very racist. They didn't think anybody that was not white should be in our family. There are a few of them that have that view. And I remember coming up and hearing that and just thinking, oh, it's just stupid. We're all people. You know?
I agree. And red light.
Ah!
This is where the part of the podcast where we do the red light challenge. Just kidding.
Well, we did stop. I mean, we could get out and do a Chinese fire drill.
Do you remember that taxi cab show?
Oh, yeah, what was that? Cash cab.
And it was red light challenge. That's what I was going for there.
Oh, yeah. Once they get toward, like, it's if
like
they get
bonuses
stopped at a
or
red.
something.
They did.
Yeah.
They got bonuses. Man, that was fun. It was called Cash Cab, right?
Yeah.
That guy he was a great host, too. He was always so entertaining. Anyway, so back to the movie.
Where did we leave off before?
No,
Okay.
well, we were talking about rioting and race and separation, but I mean, I get that it was in the 60s and tensions were high. And tensions are high in some areas today and some people. Because people just don't let it go. I mean, it's just really what it is. White people don't let it go. Black people don't let it go. Mexicans don't let it go. If everybody would literally agree to let it go at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know how that would happen.
I can't.
Yeah,
I can't give you an idea of how to make it happen.
No.
But what I'm saying, if they
a
all
mess.
would.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, it is a thing that I don't feel that will ever go away. There's too much hate in the world. If we all loved, it wouldn't really matter. But
Love wins.
love stinks. Yeah, yeah. Anyway.
All right. So, shots fired from the hotel.
Shots fired. Well, to clarity, you're talking about shots fired. They really weren't shots. They were blanks.
Right.
According to
Right.
reports. The guy had a starter pistol for horse races, and he was being an idiot.
I mean,
literally, he was trolling. It was an ultimate troll that cost him his life.
And now you're jumping.
What?
You are jumping into the death of him.
Well, a lot of people died in this. That's
Yeah.
why they made the movie. I noticed it did not say a memorandum of anyone. I thought that was
No.
interesting. Anyway, so shots fired, as Isaiah said. Fake pistol.
Police report to hotel to raid it.
Think there's a
get
sniper.
The sniper. Tensions are obviously
Sniper, no
high.
sniping.
Get inside. And we already are introduced to the main white character.
Yep.
And he is
definitely racist.
His
trigger
happy racist.
His commanding officer knows he's a racist. Like,
what I don't
even
understand.
called him that.
And he's like, I am going to suggest murder charges to the DA and told him to go back to work. Like, is that standard protocol?
If then? How did that even come? Yeah, I agree with you. What the heck?
I can't imagine
He
that.
shoots someone fleeing
Paid
in the back.
suspension, or what would be what happens now, which is, I get. Yeah, shoots a fleeing person.
I mean, I get the guy was looting. But maybe he was just hungry because it was groceries.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't know. Maybe he left $40 sitting on the counter. He paid for his groceries because there was nobody there.
Right.
You never know. Anyway, so yeah, he had a previous offense in the movie.
And he knew he was getting charged with murder, which he didn't.
No,
Did the first charges get dropped too then?
Yeah, apparently nothing ever happened. They didn't address it.
Golly.
So, I mean, let's just go ahead and say, this movie it's going to be a tense movie, okay? If you personally, as a listener, have any issues, wow, that was a good stop sign, have any issues whatsoever with racism yourself personally, it's going to be a tough movie because it's probably going to help divide you a little bit. For me, it doesn't because I don't really care. It's historical. And crazy don't see color. So it doesn't really matter what side, quote unquote, what color you are. You got crazy. Period. It doesn't mean you're crazy. It just means there's crazy white folks, crazy black folks, crazy everybody folks. It just doesn't matter. Getting that said. But white folks in this movie
are real crazy.
Well, let's just say the three white folks. Three.
One of the guys, I almost feel sorry for.
Well,
because like
he didn't realize.
He almost got
tricked. Well, let's get there. Okay, since we're spoiling the movie for you guys anyway. In a nutshell, the local Detroit police, the National Guard, and the state,
is that what it was?
Michigan State Police show up to the scene of this hotel. Investigate. They're trying to find the gunman. Well, as we've stated, the gun was fake. All right. Well, no one decided to tell anybody that. The guy that did the shooting is already at this point, obviously I've already told you, he's dead, but nobody decides to tell the police it was a dude with a fake gun.
I did think that was very
I thought it was bizarre. Like, I get you don't want to rat
that
someone.
That guy was already
but
dead.
He's already dead.
Yeah, I didn't understand that part of the film at all.
So, if that's the way it played out historically, why didn't somebody say something?
But maybe they knew it wasn't going to make a difference.
Like, maybe so. But, okay, let's say that that's the case. Why couldn't they find this fake cap gun?
That is and they said they never found it. What happened to it? If it ever existed even.
Did the dude throw it out the window and it was dark so they couldn't find it? Like, so there's some things that do create some I wonder what happened there actually. So anyway, the state police, all white mind you, military, all white. The local PD, all white. Let's just go ahead and say. So, you have one black security officer, but he didn't stand up. He didn't say nothing. He just was. He acted like he was there to try to keep a balance, but then he never actually tried to help the situation, except for trying to get people from getting beat, essentially. All right, so I dragged this out a little bit much. But they're playing the game. They're playing the death game as an interrogation tactic.
Yeah, take one guy out.
Separate
him from the group. Boom. Pretend like he died. Make them lay there quiet or they will die.
Right.
Was the threat.
All right, so we're going to call them 1, 2, and 3. Main officer, he starts that. Second officer takes one out, does the same thing. Acts like he's going to shoot him. Well, military dude from the National Guard, he realizes what they're doing, catches on the game, so he's playing like they're just trying to do it, and they're trying to scare these people. And it appeared to be working. But there was a lot of beating that was unnecessary. They beat the white chicks.
Yeah.
Just because they were with the black guys. That's racist. I mean, that's just what that was. He was jelly. And it doesn't matter. That's their choice. They're a person. You don't need to beat them for it. So then, what you were talking about, what you felt bad for the guy, he doesn't realize that his two partners are playing games.
Faking it.
And they're faking it. So he goes in there and shoots in point blank range. He comes out, and I applaud them for the way they handled it in the movie. And he comes out and he's like, you can tell something's changed with the actor.
Totally.
The officer. And he's like, oh, I feel kind of funny. Like, you can tell it conflicted him. He didn't like it. He just thought, whatever reason, he felt that was peer pressure.
That he had to do it.
3 people had done it before him, and he thought he believed it.
Yeah.
And so when he shot that dude point blank, that's when the whole thing unravels for them. Like, and he's like, I felt kind of funny. And then he's like, of course, anyway.
And did you see it happen? Like, you saw that, right? Like, Like that was how that was going to play out.
Oh yeah. I knew when
he's going to shoot this
I knew
guy.
when they went to the other room that he was dead. I knew as soon as that shot went off, the dude was dead. Because they intentionally showed us everyone before, and they didn't show us that one. I was like, he's dead.
So at that point, the whole plan unravels, and he's pretty much trying to cover tracks. I wish I remember names of characters.
Yeah.
The main crazy white guy is trying to
With them eyebrows.
get everyone to shut up. He's like, run, go. We never saw you. Right?
Yeah, he's like, you keep your mouth shut, we'll let you live.
And one guy, which was who, I don't know how he's related.
He was the little brother. He was connected to the singers.
Yeah, he was like, he helped them out with stuff. Yeah, he was like,
and
the roadie. That's the word I was looking for.
He couldn't see past the fact that the dude was dead. And he thought everyone other the people in the rooms were dead too.
You think so?
Yeah, he thought everybody was dead.
Oh.
Except for the two he let go, he had to have heard that.
Oh, okay.
But he thought all the other people in every room.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I thought you meant the preceding two. I thought you meant
no. I mean, they would have been there.
Yeah.
He would have heard gunshots.
I was like, what do you mean?
There were no gunshots. No. So anyway, but just like I'd like to wonder what I would do in the situation. But I think if I'm there and I'm given the option to say I wouldn't say anything just to live, I think I'd have the sense to do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
To say...
it makes me wonder, like, if the person was like, even if they kill me, that might, like, draw more attention to the situation, like, instead of two...
If you had that much forward thinking to be a martyr, that's impressive.
I don't know.
I wouldn't.
I don't know how I'd take that situation at all. They were treated that way simply because of their skin color.
They were
right?
Yeah.
I can't relate to that.
No.
By any means. Like, I don't have the background to, like, that is nuts. Yeah. I couldn't imagine living in that time.
Me either. I thank God I wasn't there.
Because, and it's not just, I'm not saying, like, those white people are products of their environment. Like,
right.
It's just a mess all over.
Oh, it's a mess all over.
They're broken because of how they're raised.
Because of how they're raised. And I thank God that I've had a mother that even though her own mother, my grandmother, and very close people to me and my family that are racist, that my mother instilled into me early on, son, it doesn't matter what color the skin is. It matters who the person is.
Right.
And I thank God that she got me in that mindset because it's crazy. Like, the N-word is something that's common with a portion of my family. That's not uncommon.
Yeah.
And so it's not a situation I like to be in. You know?
Yeah.
I got a cousin that's got a black husband, and I think he's fantastic. It doesn't bother me at all. That's her decision, his decision. And so, like, to have family that just will not speak to them because of it just drives me nuts.
That seems so strange.
You know, and it just blows my mind.
Like, I would love to, like, sit down with some of these people and just, like, see if I could just get some answers. Like, why? Like, what?
Well, a lot of them, they're just like, it just ain't right.
That's your answer?
That's a lot of it. It's like...
It just ain't right?
Because
like,
that's what they were taught. Like, I mean, look at some of the things, like, for me. You know, I think chewing with your mouth open isn't right. There's a lot of people do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for me, I was raised, it's rude. And so when people do it, I see that as rude and disgusting.
Yeah.
But it happens with a lot of my friends. And if I want to have friends, I can't go keep telling them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things. I know that chewing with a mouth open and racism isn't the same thing. But you see what I'm saying about how you were raised.
They're being compared.
Well, I'm telling you, okay, they're about the same to me. That's how little racism matters to me. I just don't care. I would rather be with a room full of black people chewing with their mouth
Clothes that are white.
And my best friend. I'm just kidding. Oh, man.
Yeah. That was good. I like that one.
Anyway.
All right.
But movie was crazy. Like, guys, it's a rough movie. If you... Oh, man, it'll get you kind of emotional because, okay, for me, I was a little bit upset with my color, if you will, my race. Because some of the dudes were douches.
No, I mean, I think it probably portrayed the time
Fairly well. It was divided.
Yeah.
They were in the North. It was divided. It is divided today. You know? And I actually think it was kind of interesting that they did reference us getting split from English, from the English.
Yeah.
As a nation. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting thing to touch on.
All right, so 3 bodies down. That whole situation disperses. The story comes out.
Mm-hmm.
So then a trial started.
Trial started, which happened 2 years later.
Yeah, it took 2 years. Long story short, all the people get off, essentially. They get off all criminal charges. They are charged
With
no
nothing.
criminal charge. There are some civil suits. One guy gets $5,000, and there's some other
$5,000 fine.
$5,000.
And then the state of Michigan had some suits brought against them, is what it said.
Didn't
But-
talk any numbers. Or
No, it
anything,
didn't talk
but-
numbers, but they did say that Michigan would say that they did not have to claim fault.
Yeah.
They didn't want to say they were wrong, but they were going to settle. Such a weird concept to say, I'm not wrong, but I'm going to give you some money. Like, what? Anyway, that's just a broken system. Don't want to go down that path.
All right, so we got the movie. What did you like, Jacob?
Huh.
I can start off with one thing I did like.
All right.
I'm pretty sure that was like they mixed. I assume it was like footage.
Correct.
I
From
love
the 60s.
the integration of that into the
Yeah.
film. I think that was a very fun touch.
There were some still shots, like
Yeah.
photographs. Is that what you're also talking about too? Media
Yeah.
from the time? Yeah, that felt very
All the
genuine
media
to the
there.
period.
I don't feel like that was recreated stuff. I think that was.
No, if you want to talk about, pros of the movie itself as a film,
That's what I'm talking
nothing
about.
historically. No, I think everything was good. I think almost all the actors and actresses did a good job. Like the one chick, the one that did get hit in the head, she's kind of just really wasn't that really good. But that's nitpicking.
I just thought of
One
a
wrong
scene
in
you could
particular.
have covered your ears on.
The homegirl
With the girl
screaming? It was rough. Like, and she didn't shut up either. She thought they were going to do something. So she was real scared. And now I will say, like, just to kind of paint the picture here. There's a hotel full of mostly black males in this particular area, in this building. And there were 2 white females. So that, I think, it felt like the main thing that fueled the 2 particular officers.
Right, they didn't.
Because
they were not digging on that part.
The one main racist dude did shoot the one guy that was just running through the house. He didn't try to attack him. He planted a knife so they could fabricate a story. Then when he heard there were 2 white girls, that's when this whole thing snowballed. Was at that moment.
Yeah.
And so I almost think that it's possible. Now, I'm not saying they shouldn't have been there, but had they not been there, it may not have played out the way it did. But
I don't know.
homegirl was really upset when they got rescued, and it was like those poor boys, because she just thought they were all going to get it.
Yeah.
And it's just not a good situation to be in. I don't think either in any way. Like,
No, I did, to go back, I did like, I can't think of anything I disliked about the
as a film, it was fine.
No, I
No,
think
it
the
was fine.
film was solid in that sense. And I think it did a great job of building intensity. Like, the way it was cut, it was it jumped a lot during some scenes, but I was like, oh gosh, there's just so much happening right now. Like, there's a lot of emotion happening.
Yeah.
I think they did a really good job of building up the emotion in it.
Yeah, for me, as far as normally, you know, if you guys have been listening to us in the past, normally I like to give movies a numerical rating, and I like to give them a, you know, red, green, or yellow.
Before we do that, we should probably plug ourselves. All right. Are you ready? Do you know what you're going to catch? Is that the plan?
I'm just wondering what you're going to plug.
Facebook.
Okay.
Why am I the only one doing it?
I think because you kind of interrupted my train of thought there.
I'm sorry. Finish your train of thought. You were about to rate the movie early.
I actually wasn't going to rate the movie at all.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
All right, let's retake and go.
That's so stupid. If it only worked that way. Anyway, so, check us out over on, almost said Spotify. Instagram.
Maybe one day if we get popular enough.
Big enough, yeah. Check us out over on Instagram at StoplightSpoilers.
Or Facebook at facebook.com/StoplightSpoilers.
That's a pretty cool one. I like that one. It's pretty good social medias. And then you can also check us out on iTunes.
Or Tumblr. Or Stitcher.
Or
YouTube.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them.
Or Tinder.
And
Not really.
I didn't want to say that because I knew you would be like, Jacob. Anyway, so,
Hashtag Tinder.
oh, God. Now you got to hashtag that.
I'm doing it.
Oh, God, don't do it. Anyway.
Sorry, I won't interrupt your next train of thought.
Definitely let us know, though. Drop a comment. Subscribe, drop a comment, let us know what you guys think.
If you actually listen, drop a comment.
Yeah, if you say, I listened to the whole thing, I'd be impressed. I'd like to know that.
Yeah.
I'd like to know that. But anyway, generally, I do like to give a, green, go see it for sure in movie theaters. Yellow, caution you, and then red, don't go see it in movie theaters. On this movie, for film's sake, just period, it's kind of a lot like Argo, for example. It's a real intense historical event to movie, and it's done well, very well. So in that case, I'd give it a green. However, it is a very intense point of view.
A very vivid green.
Yeah, it's very, very intense as far as the drama that unfolds, and I have to applaud them in storytelling that it seems that they actually took a moment to not push an agenda rather than to just make a historical movie. Is one thing that I have to say I liked about the movie. I didn't feel it was overly one-sided because let's just say there was white folks in this that disagreed with the way it was set up, that tried to combat or essentially turned a blind eye, but wouldn't be a part of it, but didn't stop it. And that's where it got sad, that it wasn't stopped.
You know what I thought was interesting about the film? Was when you saw the white people looting.
Yeah, that one chick, she had a radio or something.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. But
I'm sure it happened.
Yeah.
I thought we're not hooked up too bad. I would also give it a green light, but good luck because it probably won't be in theaters by the time you hear this.
No, I give it a green light on just that basis alone,
Yeah.
and I actually want to give it a yellow on the other principle. So it's
That's
kind
intense?
of well, it's just because of the fact that it's a rough movie. It's not done badly. It's just if you're sensitive to that sort of thing.
I think based on film's sake is how I normally rate them.
Correct.
As a film.
Right.
And I think it...
But I usually rate it as stories, too.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I think I'd go double green for me.
It's funny.
Well, I don't think that the story is not obviously don't take your 8-year-old to go see a rated R film about riots in Detroit. Because it is intense.
I didn't realize there were 8-year-olds listening to the channel.
I didn't. I said don't take your 8-year-olds.
I know.
If you are 8, drop us a line on Facebook. Facebook.com.
If you have an account.
That's Tumblr.
If your
You had to
parents
lie about it because you were supposed to be 13.
Yeah. Naughty.
Liars.
Anyway.
So you are green. I'm a green. You're kind of yellow too. It got an 84 on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's fair.
Yeah, I think it's pretty decent. I don't really have a numerical value for it because
you can't give it higher than a 4.
Yeah. All historical movies are 4s.
No, I'll go with an 8. 8 sounds good.
Yeah, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. There was nothing that I horribly hated about it.
I don't think it has like the
historical
rewatch because it is.
Yeah, it's just not that kind of movie to rewatch.
Because I don't feel like there's like hidden things.
No.
Like, because you said you'd consider watching Dunkirk. Because I think that like the second time you saw that, like, you would have already you go into it understanding how the story's playing out, like it's bouncing back and forth between 3 different stories.
And so that might help me, but then it might just be like still meh.
Tick you off more.
It could. I don't know. I would just have to make sure I do it in my own environment so I can control the volume. Because that was woo, one of the loudest movies I've ever been in. Anyway, go ahead.
No, if you have something.
Yeah, I just was going to say next week we're going to be checking out a movie I'm pretty excited about. The next podcast actually might be The Hitman's Bodyguard, but we'll see. And then next week itself, we're going to be catching Logan Lucky. Silly name. Like, I don't understand sometimes how they come up with names, but however, the movie looks quite entertaining.
I'm excited.
So
I feel like we have 2 solid viewings ahead of us.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. There's some pretty good movies coming out for the rest of the year.
I don't know about him and Bodyguard. I don't remember the trailer, but...
No, it was Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson. It's, he's in a ton of stuff.
So I wanted to save our trailer talk for the ending, but I'm going to be really honest with you.
I don't remember any trailer.
I don't remember a single trailer I watched today because
I think it's because I was distracted by the house lights.
The house lights were on the whole time. It didn't feel like a real movie experience.
No, I didn't.
I would have been upset if they tried to keep those on.
I did find it was fun that Nick, one of our friends that was viewing, the lady next to him really thought I was really talking too loud. And it was only during a couple of the trailers. And so he says to her, don't worry, he doesn't talk during the movies. And she goes, oh, thank God. And I found that to be hilarious. I was like, man, I'm sorry that I was disrupting you. 3 chairs down. Not 3 doors down, but 3 chairs down. Like, apparently it was, I just had that voice. Maybe I'm like Ron the Usher.
Carry.
Ron the Usher.
Hashtag Ron the Usher.
Anyway, so hashtag sponsor us, because that'd be nice. So I have to give it a little hashtag T-Mobile Tuesdays. Word?
Yeah, we'll definitely have to do that on the actual episode.
Yeah.
Get T-Mobile to sponsor us.
Yeah, that'd be a dope. Shoot.
Just pay our bill.
Adam Movies, or whatever that was called.
Yeah, that was a really cool app.
That's a cool app, guys. I'm going to check you guys out some more. Yeah. So, I'm pretty excited about the podcast. I like it. I like the direction they're going. I think they're fun. I've been having a good time. And
I feel like we're developing.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And that's it for this week. So this is Jake with the Stoplight Spoilers. Until next time.
This is Isaiah, and I'm out.
Gotta unlock it first.